So a lot of people are getting upset right now because Trump signed an executive order protecting the flag, making it a crime to burn the flag. Personally, I'm glad he did. It's about damn time. I know what the Supreme Court decided on that. They need to fix it because it's another one of their stupid decisions they got wrong. That is not a protected right. Hell no. The Supreme Court protected it. Our Constitution did not. Anybody who says that it is an attack on liberties needs to rethink it a little bit. I know it's easy to run to that hill to die on. Oh, it's an invasion of my liberties. It's an affront to my freedom. Well, no, it isn't. There's no other freedom you lose from that. But anyway, there's a lot to discuss about this. Thanks for coming back to What They Don't Say. I'm the host, Fred Lynn. We've got a lot to unpack with this. You're going to be kind of surprised where it goes. But when you've heard all of this, if you want to defend our flag against the people who are willing to burn it or willing to allow it, you're going to have all the information you need to protect it because they don't have a single argument that can't be refuted. Everything about burning our flag is wrong. Now, when did all this start anyway? Burning flags came along a long time before America did. Before the continent was raided by Europeans. They used to burn the standards from the castles. When they would go in during the times of monarchy and kingdoms and they'd take over a castle, that was part of the conquering. That was part of the subjugation. You destroy the standards. You destroy everything that symbolized the old rulers, the old leadership. You destroyed it. You took away the symbols of the identity. It was a move by a conquering enemy. Since burning the flag is part of the process of conquering, in my opinion, that makes it part of sedition. It's a seditious act. No good patriot is going to be involved in it or supporting it. It is not a move by good citizens who just want to protest something that's going on in their country. Let's be honest here. Yes, we got the First Amendment. The First Amendment does not say freedom of expression. It very distinctly does not. The Supreme Court made up that term because they could not permit flag burning if they followed the Constitution by what it's written. So anybody that says, our Constitution protects it, no, it doesn't. It absolutely does not. The Supreme Court made up the term freedom of expression. They made up applying it to this so that they could protect flag burners because that was their goal. Their goal was not to uphold our Constitution. Read it yourself. Everyone knows what's in the First Amendment. It does not say freedom of expression. I want to express myself by protecting the flag. Okay, so I have freedom of expression too, right? Is their right to burn the flag more important than my freedom of expression in protecting the flag? Okay, that's why the term is bad. Now you've got to decide which freedom of expression is the strongest or the most just, right? The most constitutional. They should have never used that term. The Supreme Court has got a lot of things wrong before. This is another one. They need to revisit it. They need to get rid of it. Flag burning is the act of a conquering force. Anybody worried about their liberties, you still got all your liberties. You've still got every right to protest. You can protest or redress grievances, okay? You still have that. That does not infringe on any of that. The only thing that they lose is the ability to burn the flag, and they should, because that flag is a cherished symbol of our national unity. People have fought and died and sacrificed for that flag. They've rallied on the flag to do it. Anyone that's attacking the flag is attacking the heart and soul of the country. They're not going after an issue. They are going after the country. That is an aggressive act of violence. That's hostility. It's destructive, aggressive hostility, showing contempt for the heart and soul of our nation. That is the act of an enemy. No good American can do it. And if you want to be a good patriot and a constitutionalist, you cannot permit that. I refuse to. I express myself by defending that flag that they don't have a right to destroy. Everything else in our Bill of Rights applies to a variety of situations. You can mix and match. There are situations that compare. There are situations that are close. There are situations that are dissimilar. And the Bill of Rights applies. Something in the Bill of Rights applies. Protecting flag burning is the only decision by the Supreme Court that just protects one specific act. And that is an act of aggression, sedition, insurrection against our country. They got it wrong. They got it wrong. They got it wrong. They have all their other rights. You know, you cannot burn a cross in this country. You put one out on your front lawn and burn it. See what happens. Why isn't that protected expression? People have gone to jail for burning gay pride flags. Oh, that's a hate crime. Burning the American flag isn't. You hate the whole damn country. You hate everything it stands for. That's a hate crime. Although we aren't supposed to have hate crimes either under our Constitution. They didn't have stuff like that back then. When they first came out with hate crimes, everyone was saying they were going to fix that. Well, here we are. So now you get charged with hate crime, burning a Palestinian flag, burning a gay pride, burning a BLM flag, burning a cross on your front lawn. So don't tell me that we're losing some kind of treasured liberty that isn't there right now. You can burn a flag, but not all this other stuff? No, that's a false narrative if you think that that is taking your liberty. Totally false narrative. There is no other right in America that exists solely to show hatred and contempt for all the country stands for. The only protected right for that is this one that protects flag burning. The mistake of the Supreme Court. Every other right can be applied to a lot of different situations. The Supreme Court decision that protects the right to burn flags is the only law, or the only rule that protects one thing, and that is aggression against the country. This is not an attack on liberties. You still have your right to protest. You know, protesters used to burn effigies of candidates, officials, anybody they were pissed off at, police chiefs, whoever they were mad at. They'd go out there and they'd make up a dummy of them, hang it from a lamp pole, set it on fire. That was a protest. That's outlawed in most areas now. They charge you with arson. They put out the fires. They tell you can't do it. So instead you got to hang up a flag so you can get away with burning a fire. The contradictions of this so-called right to burn a flag are deep and growing. The more you think about it, the more contradictions you find. The difference is, when you're burning something in effigy, you're targeting a person for their ideas. You're showing contempt toward an individual. Protests, redressing for grievances, they address an issue, they target an issue or a person. They don't attack the whole damn country and everybody that has sacrificed and died for it. It is not done as an insult to the entire nation. It's a legitimate way to address a specific problem related to a specific issue, a specific individual. When you're coming after the whole country, you're siding with the enemy. The British soldiers used to burn the flag when we were in a Revolutionary War. We know this. Enemies burned the flag. Southerners used to burn the American flags when they would take back a city, pull the flag down, they burned them. That's what enemies do. aggressive enemies, usually in combat situations. That's the act of an enemy. When you start burning our flag, you don't deserve to be an American. People need to think about this. It's not just dumb people that are misguided on this issue. There's some good, thoughtful people, but they've chosen the wrong hill to die on, because this is not an attack on liberties that are protected by our Constitution. It's a false narrative. Liberty is not universal. Pretty absurd to think it is. This is protected by the First Amendment. Oh, we cannot compromise the First Amendment. It protects our liberties. You take that away, we have no liberty, and it's a slippery slope. Throw out the whole Constitution. Nobody cares anymore. We don't have an America. Turn off the lights, go home. Well, that is bullshit. Here's why it's a false narrative. That same First Amendment that they're saying protects the right to burn flag, well, that also protects the right to free speech, right? Yes, it does. However, expression within free speech, it's not universal. It is not okay to slander people. That's against the law. Number one. Number two, libel. You can't do it. Number three, defamation. You cannot do it. Number four, threats. You can't threaten the life of somebody. You can't threaten to leave a bomb in a school, a mall, a sporting event. That's four, right? Number five, obscenity. These are all limited. They're all within the same First Amendment that protects freedom of speech. Before the Supreme Court bastardized it, calling it freedom of expression. So don't tell me that, oh, we're on a slippery slope. You've been on one your whole damn life. And you still got that, don't you? You still got your rights protected, don't you? Even though, according to your argument, it's a slippery slope and then everything is lost. No. If our flag, the symbol of our greatness and national unity, our heritage, the accomplishments of all of us together as a people, if that isn't worth defending, we don't deserve a country. If we don't defend it, we don't deserve to be here. I hope some of this is making sense to you. I promised at the start of this channel, just a couple of months ago, we will talk about what they don't say. I have not heard these points that I'm raising. It needs to be said. People in general do not support burning our American flag. It shouldn't be happening. I hope that you find something worthwhile here and will like and subscribe. Send us a comment. All of them get answered. But we're a new channel, and we're still trying to break into the algorithms here. So it helps us a lot if you like and subscribe. Meanwhile, all of your rights are available if you take away the right to burn our flags, to insult our soldiers. There's another thing. I've had people tell me, well, I'm a veteran, and I think we ought to be able to burn it. Okay, you're a veteran and you're wrong. Don't forget, John McCain was a veteran. John Kerry was a veteran, right? Timothy McVeigh that blew up the Murrah building in Oklahoma City, he was a veteran. So don't tell me the veterans are always right. Veterans disagree with each other all the time. That's why veterans are forced to take orders when they're in the service. That's one of the main reasons. That is the reason that veterans are taught to obey orders no matter what. Because they don't want you thinking independently, okay? Because not all the veterans would get it right. Not all the soldiers would get it right. Of course there's going to be veterans getting it wrong after they're out. Don't forget, yes, I respect all the veterans that served well and came back home and became decent, productive citizens. I don't respect every veteran. Do you know how many gangs put people in the Army just to learn the tactics and the combat tactics and organization. This is well known. Military veterans can be good or bad. They don't have any kind of special claim to patriotism. God bless them for what they do, but that doesn't automatically qualify you for a participation award, okay? Being a veteran just means that you went in when you were young and you did your time for whatever reason. I've known people go for a lot of different reasons. We couldn't have the nation if they didn't do it. God bless them all. But don't forget, when someone says, well, I'm a veteran, and I say we can burn our flag, just remember, some of those veterans were people that deserted. Some veterans are people who retreat. Some people are veterans and they fail their duty in the moment. Not everyone's perfect just because they're a veteran. That doesn't qualify them on matters of the Constitution. I had one tell me, well, I don't think I need anybody telling me about our Constitution. I was a Marine. It's like, really? And so what part of your Marine training went in depth about the Constitution, political science, and our constitutional rights, and the actions of the Supreme Court? When did that get included as part of Marine training? Now, if you're a veteran, you don't know any more than anybody else. You get out of it what you put into it. Most of them haven't put anything into learning that. Most citizens in general don't. But this is all blown out of proportion as an attack on our liberties. It is not. That is the argument that the hippies used in the 60s when they were burning the flags in protest of Vietnam. It's a mistake the Supreme Court made when they made up the term. They didn't make it up exactly. That's a mistake the Supreme Court used when they applied the word expression instead of the words of our Constitution. So you can't tell me that it's protected by our Constitution when Supreme Court had to imply that there was another word in our Constitution that wasn't there just so they could make it a protected right. They're absolutely wrong. There's nothing good about burning our flag. I will express myself along with the millions of other blue-blooded patriotic Americans in defense of our flag. If you want to burn it, move out of the country first. Thank you, my friends. We got to keep against this. We got to keep pushing. It's got to be supported. Flag burning has to end. They don't have a right. We got to get this right. Maybe then God will continue to bless this great country of ours. Thanks for listening.